maintains her seat, maintains her position as Uganda's Prime Minister. Then, cabinet ministers, we have First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of East African Community Affairs, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. Rebecca Kadaga is back. Right? Then, that is the second Deputy Prime Minister and Deputy Leader of Government, Business in Parliament, Honorable Dr. Crispus Walter Kiyonga. This Crispus Walter Kiyonga is back. Of course, he was not in the 11th Parliament, so he's back in the 12th Parliament and is now back as the Prime Minister. He's back as the Prime Minister. Yes. Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, the second Deputy Prime Minister. This is this position was for General Moses Ali. Was for General Moses Ali. So General Moses Ali has been replaced by Dr. Crispus Walter Kiyonga as the second Deputy Prime Minister. The third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister without portfolio, Honorable Lydia Nakadama. This maintains her position. Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Katam 7, maintains her position as the Minister of Education and Sports. Minister Office of the Presidency, Honorable Babiri Mili Babalanda, maintains her position. Office of the President Security, Honorable Jim Wes, maintains his position. Minister Office of the President in charge of Science, Technology and Innovation. This is Asimwe Jonad. Asimwe Jonad is now the NRM Vice Chairperson for Western Region. So he's also a member of SEC automatically. So Asimwe Jonad, a man from Bunyoro, engineer, is now in cabinet. Oh, congratulations, Asimwe Jonad. Hey, awana ba Bunyoro mulire mpanga. Yes. Minister for Kampala, Capital City and Metropolitan Affairs, Mr. Kavanda, that is maintaining also has maintained a position. Minister Office of Prime Minister, of the Office of the Prime Minister, General Duties, Honorable Engineer Hirale Onek, also maintained his position. Msajona abadde munyo Engineer Hirale Onek. There's a very interesting story I know about Onek and my big brother. So government chief whip, of course, Hamson Obua was defeated in Aleptong, Ajuri, and here government chief whip is now Justin Kasule Lumumba. Minister Office of the Prime Minister, Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Sam Engola. Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Honorable Lochi John Baptist. Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. I think this is Honorable Frank Tumwebaze and has maintained his position. Attorney General Sam Mayanja. This is a controversial Minister of Lands, who is a very powerful Minister of Lands. Sam Mayanja has been appointed as the Attorney General. In Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Chiriwa Chiwanuka. This was the Attorney General. Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, this is Honorable Dr. Monica Musenero Musanza. This was the Minister of Science, Innovation and Technology. Now has been moved to Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Honorable Dr. Monica Musenero Musanza. Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Henry Musasizi. This was the state that has been promoted to Minister of Finance, full minister replacing Matia Kasaija, and I saw this coming. Minister of Foreign Affairs, this is Ambassador Adonia Nayebare. Adonia Nayebare is the current ambassador of Uganda in the United States, so has been now moved to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, replacing the minister who was defeated recently. So Minister of Gender, this Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, General Henry Tumukunde Kakurugu. Honorable Minister Betty Among was defeated in Nirela, so Honorable Lieutenant General Henry Tumukunde Kakurugu takes her position. Then Minister of Gender, Labour, that is Henry Tumukunde Kakurugu. Then Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Crispus Baryomunsi. I think this is the perfect ministry that has been allocated to an expert. Yes, Honorable Dr. Crispus Baryomunsi is now in his docket, the exact docket, because he's a man who is really an expert in health. Yeah. So this is the Minister of Health, that is Honorable Dr. Crispus Baryomunsi. Minister of Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, now Honorable Jane Rosa Acheng. Honorable Jane Rosa Acheng has been dropped from Minister of Health now to Minister of ICT, then ICT, and Baryomunsi takes Minister of Health, who was the Minister of ICT. Ministry of Internal Affairs. This was the Ministry of General Kahindo Tafire. Now it has been taken by Honorable Professor Ephraim Kamuntu. Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao maintains his position. Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Judith Nabako maintains her position. Minister of Local Government, Balam Barugahara. Balam Barugahara is the Minister of Local Government. Yes. Amanda ba Bunyoro. You guys, Bunyoro, you're eating big, eh? Minister of Public Service. This is Jeno Katumba Wamara. He has been given Minister of Public Service. Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Honorable Tombo Time. This is a Colonel retired Tombo Time. The man maintains his position as Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. This is Sanja Tana, and this is a young man from Tororo has been appointed as a minister. Sanja Tana, youth. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Minister of Water and Environment, Major General Kahindo Tafire. Otafire has been taken to Minister of Water and Environment. Minister of Works and Transport, Honorable Biamuka Mafred. Yes, and man from Bunyoro still maintains, now has been taken to a full minister. Yeah, Katumba also maintained his position as a full minister. Katumba, yes, Katumba Wamala here. maintain his position as a full Minister of Public Service. Then also Minister of Works, which was for Katumba Wamala, now has been taken as a full minister by Byamukama Fred. Byamukama Fred now has been promoted from State Minister of Works and Transport to a full Minister of Works and Transport, replacing General Katumba Wamala. Now, other Ministers of State, Office of the President. Minister of State, Office of the President, that is Alum Sandra Santa. I think this is a new one. Then Minister of State, Office of the President, Ethics and Integrity, Honorable Akelo Rose. Office of the President, Minister of State, Office of the President, Honorable Diana Mutasingwa. This is Office of the Vice President. So this one has maintained her position. This a beautiful woman from Buyikwe there maintains her position as the minister in the office of the Vice President. Office of the Prime Minister, Office of the Prime Minister, Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, Relief Disaster Preparedness and Refugees. Also Lydia maintains her position as the State Minister. This Lilian Aber. Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, Northern Uganda, Honorable Beatrice Akelo, Northern Uganda. This is in charge of Northern Uganda. Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, in charge of Karamoja, Honorable Anyakun Esther Devania. This one was also maintained a position. Anyakun Esther. Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, Royal Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, also has maintained a position. Yes. Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, Bunyoro Affairs. Bunyoro Affairs, here Grace Mary Mogasa. Grace Mary Mogasa was the Minister of State of Public Service. Bunyoro, you guys, you're eating big. Hey, Bunyoro Affairs, now Grace Mary Mogasa. Yes. Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, Teso Affairs, Honorable Dr. Angolo Obote. Now, Anita Among is nowhere here. You guys, hell is coming to Anita Among. Anita Among is not here. In the presidential advisor, is in the Prime Minister, the Vice President is not here. Anita Among misses. Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry. Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. We have Minister of State for Agriculture, that is Honorable Desire Muhoza. This is a new one, Desire Muhoza. You can either share with me your thoughts. You can share with me how is my broadcast, but in case maybe you want to to adjust a little bit, you can share with me the experience of my broadcast. Then Minister of State for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Animal Industry, in charge of Animal Industry. This Desire was in charge of Agriculture. Then in the Minister of State for Agriculture, this Bright Rwamirama still maintains his position as the one in charge of Animal Industry. Then the Minister of State for Agriculture, Animal Industry, Fisheries, then Migade Robert Ndugu. I think this is a new one. This is a new one. Then Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. We still have the Deputy Attorney General. Yes, still have the Deputy Attorney General. Yes. That is Jackson Kafuzi maintains his position as the Deputy Attorney General in the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs. We have Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs. In charge of defense, we have Achifeza Grace Ingabirano. Oh wow, this is a new minister, Achifeza Grace Ingabirano from Cavalry. Yes, this woman is from Cavalry. As now, Tabs actually in the afternoon, Tabs said this woman or the Minister of Defense is likely to be picked from Cavalry. Now, Tabs, you guys always trust in Tabs information. Ninye Tabs. Now, Achifeza Grace Ingabirano takes on as the Minister of State for Defense. The other portion that was from Sarah Mateke, Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs. This is Orero Huda. This is a new minister. The Ministry of East African Affairs, Minister of State for East African Affairs, Magodi Ikuya, Honorable Magodi Ikuya. Minister of Education and Sports, Minister of State for Education and Sports, Higher Education, Dr. Crispus Moyengo maintains his position. Minister of State, Education and Sports, Phyllis Chemutai. This is a new one from Karamoja, I think. Then the Minister of State for Education and Sports, Honorable Peter Gwang, maintains his position. Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Minister of State for Energy in charge of Energy, Cedronas Opoloto Kasai. This is maintaining. He has maintained his position. Then Minister of State for Energy and Mineral Development, we have Fiona Nyamutoro, maintains her position. Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, we have Sise Mulondo. This is the woman MP for Luwero district, I think. Luwero. So Bana Luwero, you have got a minister. Sise Mulondo, a Minister of State. This is Sise Mulondo is in charge of general duties in the Ministry of Finance. Then Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in charge of planning, we have Honorable Amos Lugolove. Then Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, we have Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Privatization and Investment, we have Mrs. Amina Mkalas. Oh wow. Omunyamasindi
ebintu obirora ko kubikurubata.
Yes,
Tom Butime is the one of photo
leka ndi broadcasting hand live. Abanyamasindi ninye mulire empanga ya amani. I'm live on CTV. Abanyamasindi ninye mulire empanga ya amani muime Jonadi. Bala muri mugasi guys, muri mukintu
out of okimanyire nti all these other guys are picking his son's rated star.
You're live at CTV, give your opinion.
Bro, if you can check out TV.
Yeah. Okay, let's proceed, guys. Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, we have Satis Kutesa Muserule. Satis Kutesa Muserule last time contested with Sodo Kaguta Maogola, but Sodo Kaguta dropped out of the race and left for Satis Kutesa Muserule. Bela Kutesa is now a family. They have now 2 ministers, actually 3 ministers, because Kutesa Muserule, now this is Satis now has been appointed, but this time round not as an MOP. So she's now a minister by appointment of the president. So Satis goes to parliament as a minister, and also Sodo Kaguta in parliament as an MP. So Minister of Finance of Foreign Affairs, we have Calvin Ichodu. This one was Ichodu now is in the cabinet as State for Foreign Affairs and International Affairs. Now this one takes a position for foreign affairs. This very big, this fat man, I think Okello Okello Riem, yes. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, we have, and Regional Affairs. This one in charge of regional. Now they have created the Regional Affairs for East Africa. Then this one International Affairs. Now it should they have created for affairs beyond East Africa. That this is a ministry for affairs beyond East Africa. Now Cheyuna Rona Kasola affairs beyond beyond. This is for East Africa. Ministry of Gender, Labor, Social Development. We have Kotesa Mary Kamuli. This is our daughter from Chenjoje, by the way, and doing. You see, Kotesa Mary Kamuli. She's married to the family of Kotesa. So Kotesa, I've seen how many ministers. This is the state in charge of gender and culture. Yes, in charge of gender and culture, Mary Kamuli Kotesa. Then someone in charge of youth and children. This was for Balaam, Lakisa Matthew Faith. Then someone in charge from social development, we have employment and industrial relations, Simon Mulongo. Yes. In charge from this is Simon Mulongo. Then in charge for Achan Joyce. Okay, this is in charge for disability affairs. I think these are new ministers. These are new ministers. This Simon Mulongo is also a new minister in charge of. Now, in gender, they have put employment and industrial relations. Even Jacqueline Mbaba. This is the wife of Mama Mbabas. Jacqueline Mbaba has been appointed as Minister of State for Gender, Labor and Social Development, Elderly Affairs. Abakadde. Abakadde. You guys be free with me. Me, I'm on my work. How are my people here? Yes, So Minister of I was telling you, Minister of State for Gender, Labor and Social Development. We have Jacqueline Mbabas. This is actually an MP elect representing older persons for national female position for older persons. So this is Jacqueline.
I found this on the web for represent.
Serious, fuck you. Minister of Health. We have Minister of State for Health, General Duties. We have Honorable Anifa Banjirana Kawoya. Anifa Banjirana Kawoya has been also. This has maintained her position. Yes. Hanifu Wanyoto has maintained her position as the State Minister for Health and General Duties. Then Minister of State for Health and Primary Health Care, this is Dr. Charles Ayume. Yes, this Charles Ayume deserves this position because he's a powerful doctor, he's a great doctor out there. So, Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance. Minister of State, we have Joyce Sebugwao has maintained her position because of that deal of crossing from FDC to NRM. Then we have Minister of State for Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance. National Guidance, this is in charge of National Guidance. Then Joyce Nabos Sebugwao is in charge of National Guidance Information. So this one is in charge of. Now, how comes we have two people on this list? Minister of State for Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance. We have Honorable Joyce Sebugwao. Then the two, we have Minister of State for Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance. This one in charge of National Guidance. The other is in charge of Information. Okay? Joyce Sebugwao is in charge of Information. Then Alion Yokodo is in charge of National Guidance. Oh my God! Now we have got many positions in this 2021. Now we have in charge of National Guidance. We have in charge of Information. Okay. Yeah. So Kabyanga, Godfrey Kabyanga, has been shifted from here. I think maybe it's somewhere else. Minister of State for Internal Affairs, Dr. Lawrence Muganga. Now, Dr. Lawrence Muganga, this was the Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. Now has been taken to cabinet as a state minister. Lawrence Muganga, I thought maybe he would be in education. Anyway, is a minister now of Internal Affairs, State Minister of Internal Affairs. This one was, I think, a position for Minister General David Muhoozi. Now, but for Alion Yokodo, Alion Yokodo wanted to be a Speaker of Parliament. Now I think after second putting up a powerful fight on corruption, has been taken to cabinet and Minister of National Guidance and Minister of State for National Guidance and ICT. Ministry of Kampala, Capital City and Metropolitan Affairs. That is, we have Chofa Tolabi Kabuye. I think this one has maintained his position. The Ministry of Lands, Persisi Namuganza also maintains his position and housing. The Ministry of Justice Nabakoba and housing. Then Minister of State for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Margaret Muhanga. Margaret Muhanga Mugisa was in a PHC, yes, primary health care, that has been taken by Dr. Ayume. Yes, so Muhanga now moves to lands. Lands, but in charge of urban development. Of course, Muhanga comes from Porto City. So now the city MOP. Minister of State for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, and lands, in charge of lands, we have Harriet Ntabazi. This one has maintained also her position. Now, Ministry of Local Government, Minister of State. Now, the Minister of Local Government is Balam Barogara. Yes. Now, the State Minister is Justin Namere. Justin Namere. Mwana we Masaka. Mwana we Masaka. Chala Tawuson. I think this is higher. Namere, this is higher. We need to accept this. In the Ministry of Public Service, a Minister of Public Service. Namere bannange bamuwadde ba minister. Namere bamuwadde ba minister nange. Aha. Ministry of Public Service. We have Minister of State for Public Service, Lydia Wanyoto Mutende. Yes, Lydia Wanyoto, of course. This one, she was deserving a ministerial position. Now, because she was wanted to be a speaker, a deputy speaker. Now, I think after some consultations with cabinet and with SEC, with the president, it's now a state minister for public service. I think now replacing Mary Mugisa Mogasa of Bunyoro, who has been taken to Bunyoro Affairs. Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, we have Minister of State for Tourism, Nakawuchi Susan Nsambo. This is a new minister. Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Minister in charge of cooperatives, that is Tom Azza. New minister. Yes, Minister of State for Trade and Industry and Cooperatives, in charge of industry, Honorable David Bahati. Yes, despite being defeated, Bahati maintains his position. Minister of State in charge of Trade, General Wilson Mbasu Mbadi. General Wilson Mbasu Mbadi. Minister of Water and Environment, yes, Environment, Beatrice Anywa also maintains her position. Mbadi also maintains her position. David Bahati her position, except from this Minister of State for Trade, Tom Azza replaces David Bahati, but has been taken to industry. Then Azza is replacing Honorable Henry Musasizi. Musasizi has been in finance. Yes, Musasizi has been in finance. Anyway, okay, let's find out. Minister of State for Water and Environment. Environment, we have Beatrice Anywa. Mama Mabira maintains her position because of that deal. Minister of State for Water and Environment, Aisa Sekin. This is a new minister. Minister of Works and Transport, this is Mr. Siraj Musa Ali. I think it's also a new minister. Minister of State for Works and Transport, Julius Maganda Wandera. This one replaces the position of Fred Byamukama. Yes. Senior Presidential Advisors, we have the following persons will be appointed as Senior Presidential Advisors in different fields to be communicated later. One is Hamson Obo. This one was defeated. Now Rosana Kavirwa to be a Senior Presidential Advisor from a full ministerial position. This sounds like a bro. Yes, Hamson Obua, this one was defeated, and being appointed as a Senior Presidential Advisor is a good thing. Yeah, man from Ajuri, Aleptong district. Aleptong, Ajuri County. Then Borosana Nkabirwa been moved to Senior Presidential Advisor, and I think she didn't even contest in 2026-2031 elections. She didn't contest. Yes, so will be appointed as a Senior Presidential Advisor in laws that will be communicated later. Honorable Francis Mwevesa. Francis Mwevesa, this is maybe on sick. Honorable Evelyn Anita has been dropped. Mr. Charge, and I think even she didn't contest. He has been dropped. So, and Honorable Dr. Kenneth Omona has been transferred to the diplomatic service as ambassador at a station to be communicated later. So, yes, ministers who have been dropped. We have General Moses Ali, Kasaija, old people maybe have been dropped. The swap deal for Chris Baryomunsi. Hey, means you come to health, come to health, then I come to ICT. It's a very good swap. Winner, they're saying this is Yok Alion Odrea Kiboko Inyose one. Matia Kasaija. But all these people are expected all of them to be dropped. David Kabanda has a very strong position. Being a Secretary General for PLU, that is a very big position. That's a very big position. So Commander to me, Commander is getting some good money even by being a Secretary General. Yes. So you can drop me your thoughts. Kati ani beba sude umulala. We have the father of Justin Namere, Bamlanga Chisempijo, has been dropped. Yes, now the daughter replaces the dad. Then we have what? Who else? Minister of Tourism. Minister of State for Tourism. Yes, a man from, I think, Bundebujo Ntoroko. I've forgotten his name. He has also been dropped. Then Minister for in charge of local state for local government, Victoria Rusoke, also dropped. Minister for local government, full minister of local government, Minister Raphael Majezi also been dropped, and who else who was so popular? We expected by that minister, this woman of Maokota also, but he has not appeared on the list. This woman, Amelia Chambade, is not on the list. Amos Lugolobi maintained his position. Who else was dropped? But there are many ministers that have been dropped. Many ministers. I'm happy for Deputy Attorney General. Of course, maintain his position. Then Wells, Fred Byamukama, yes, Kahindo Tafire. Hey, those people they fought. Balam. Full minister. Hey, full minister. Hey, Balam achukubye. Balam achukubye. Chiriowa, Minister of Defense. Chiriowa Chiwanuka. Attorney General Sam Mayaja. Then I think Jim Moezi, Sam Kutesa, but we have now two Kutesa family. We have the Satis and the Kamuli. So Anita Among not on the list. Anita Among not on the list. Not on the list. Anyway, I want to thank you. I have over 400 plus people have been watching. I want to appreciate you. Then I think I'll be back with more reactions. Yes. Hey, I'll be back with more reactions. But I want to appreciate you and for being part of this platform.